So I don't know if you guys have gotten into the Marvel closed beta, but I have been enjoying it so much. I actually do enjoy it a lot. I think it's going to be an amazing game, but I think there's a lot of people that, as fans of Marvel comics or fans of Marvel movies, we haven't really seen yet. But with this, here is my top 10 picks of who I would like to see in the Marvel Rivals video game. Now, with this, in the comments, let me know what you guys think about the list, or let me know who you would like to see in the list, or even in the roster for Marvel Rivals when it comes out. Because I know they're going to be adding more people. They recently just added Jeff the Shark, and they added Thor. But with that, I think there's a lot more people that they need to go ahead and add into this game. But with that, let's go down this list, and let me know what you guys think. So here's the first one on the list, and I believe we need to see a lot more of Moon Knight. I believe that Moon Knight would be an amazing addition to Marvel Rivals. If you've seen the show, you've seen how amazing the show is, a little bit of what he can do, but in my opinion, I think we have not seen a lot of Moon Knight ever since his resurgence, not just in the show, but in the comics. And I think with the addition of what he does in the comics plus the show, I think he would be an amazing addition. I think it would probably be most likely just a straight up attack character or like a flanking character, but otherwise I think this would be a good addition to the Marvel Rivals roster. I don't know about you, but my boy Iceman needs a lot more representation and a lot more love. The reason why I choose Iceman is because of the fact that he is one of the main founding characters for X-Men, and also a main character who should have been in something like the Defenders, because he was a member of the Defenders in the comics. But if you see his actual character, how badass he is, especially where he's done things like froze hell, is absolutely amazing. I think in true honesty he would have an amazing combination with characters such as Magneto, and even things like, you know, Storm, for being like a mutant and also being part of the X-Men. But I think a lot of representation for, you know, Iceman should be a thing, and I think a lot of people should go ahead and show their support and show the concern for Iceman. And you know what, I think it's about that time. So let's go back to the, you know, the Spider-Man animated show. I would say it would be on, like, you know, Fox, or it would be on like WB. For me, one of the main bad guys that I would see, or I would remember, it would be Norman Osborn's Green Goblin. I think this was a great character. I think this is a character that is looked past a little bit more when it comes to Spider-Man villains. I think they mention a lot of Norman Osborn, but not a lot of the Green Goblin, which in my opinion is needed. I think a lot of the Green Goblin should be, you know, in my opinion, added. I think a lot of the Green Goblin should be, you know, brought into the game. A lot of the Green Goblin should be even introduced into, you know, Marvel Rivals or Marvel anything. I think they're looking past one of the main characters or the main bad guys, especially in the Spider-Man franchise, that should be there. Now, this one kind of threw me off because of the fact that you would think that the main 4 Avengers would be part of a Marvel game, and, you know, that would be including, you know, Hulk, Thor, you would have Iron Man, and then you would have Captain America. But the fact that he's not even a stable character in here, it's like not having Ryu in the game when you're playing Street Fighter. It's like you're taking away the flagship character for a Marvel game. And I think if a lot of people see that it's not just Spider-Man that goes ahead and sells it, but Captain America does also. I think with this, I think Captain America should have been a main choice from the beginning, but I really do hope that I get to see Captain America in the game, you know, a little bit later on in there, because to be honest, is it really a Marvel game without Captain America? Now, Carnage has a major part in a lot of I would say, like, the Spider-Man universe, the Spider-Man multiverse. I think when it comes to Carnage, especially being one of the most important and probably one of the most impactful symbiotes next to Venom in Spider-Man's life, I think he should be a major character that will do a lot more for the support side. I think it would be amazing to have him as a character to be able to have like a combination with Venom only, or with people like Spider-Man or Penny Parker. But I know a lot of people are wondering, oh, why didn't you pick Null, the symbiote god? It's kind of different because I feel like, as if, especially when you start off with like the beginning or like possibly like earlier Spider-Man games or shows, that Carnage was a major part to it. And I think Carnage was also a major part of why people like Spider-Man and Venom even teamed up. So I think it would be really good to have, you know, a character like Carnage. I think personally he would be a support character, in my opinion, because somehow with his abilities he can manage to go ahead and do some support to both Venom and Spider-Man, probably by combination. But as his attacks, I think he's a lot more vicious, a lot more agile, and a lot more aggressive. So I would say probably support or DPS for him on that side. Now, this is another character that should have been a staple from the beginning. Like, you have characters that, like, you know, in my opinion, should be there from the get-go. This is a character that has been there from the get-go from a lot of Marvel games, not just based off of X-Men games, but Ultimate Alliance, and even crossovers like Marvel vs. Capcom. A big name like Wolverine, James Logan, is a big deal, especially where he is a character that I think a lot of people would want to play. I think is a character that a lot of people have grown up with as an X-Men character, because it was a lot of people in the X-Men, but a lot of people loved Wolverine for who he was and what his story background was, and a lot of the, like, I would say, connections he had with certain characters. I think a lot of people would understand that maybe Wolverine should have been there from the get-go. Now, this would be a great combination, whether it is white Nick Fury or black Nick Fury, it doesn't matter, just put Nick Fury in there. Two reasons. One, I am so sick and tired of seeing Black Widow and fucking Winter Soldier with guns and being the ones to have to be there to go ahead and be like the soldier of the freaking group, or even like the spy of the group. Why not just get the head of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Why not get the guy who is the main leader, the main, like, I would say the main captain, like the main general, the main person, the guy who is literally the one that is putting the freaking Marvel heroes on missions, the guy who has more mystery to his story, has more mystery to himself. And I think when it comes to stuff like this, a lot of people do not understand how important Nick Fury is when it comes to the Marvel Universe. I think a lot of people overshadow his actual idea of how important he is with characters like Black Widow and Winter Soldier, who in my opinion don't have that much shine or don't, you know, have that much popularity to them. I don't agree with the idea of choosing Black Widow over Nick Fury or Winter Soldier over Nick Fury, simply because Nick Fury has a part in most of the Marvel heroes' lives. So I would say Nick Fury has a major part in Marvel Rivals or in Marvel games in general. So I don't know if people know how long MODOK has been here. MODOK has been here since 1967. And for a lot of villains that get a lot of shine, he should be one that gets a lot, and I mean a lot of shine. Like, he has major affiliations within different, you know, I would say different villains, like with like people that are majorly like important to the Marvel Universe. I would say he also has major things such as, you know, like a large amount of foes. Like, he's a major foe with characters like Spider-Man, Iron Man, Hulk, even like from like stupid shows like Phineas and Ferb, where Phineas and Ferb and Perry the Platypus is actually one of his major foes. People like Taskmaster and much more. I think for a bad guy, I think a lot of MODOK needs to be seen. I think MODOK needs to be, you know, shown a lot more. I think for Marvel Rivals, I think this is actually one of the reasons of why you know, MODOK should be presented in Marvel Rivals, because it shows, you know, how MODOK is very special, not to just the Marvel universe but also to a lot of the heroes, and how he has a certain connection with the heroes as a villain. What? Do I really need to say it? So specifically, I don't know much about the Nova Corps. I think that's exactly why I want them in Marvel Rivals, to go ahead and give a little more of an idea what the Nova Corps is about and what their connections are with other Marvel characters. In the comments, let me know what the Nova Corps was more about. If you know a lot about the Nova Corps, then by all means let me know what it is. But I think Nova Corps are like the Green Lanterns of the Marvel universe, but there's more to it. And I think, in true honesty, I think there is time to actually introduce the Nova Corps more to other places and to other games, so fans can actually get more connected to what the Nova Corps or the character Nova is in general. So in the comments below, let me know what you think about this list and the reasoning. Please let me know what character you would like to see, what role you would like them to play, or what role you would like them to be, and if you really like Marvel Rivals. With that, you know, as I said, I'm probably going to be doing streams on Marvel Rivals. I'm going to probably enjoy more of Marvel Rivals here and there. But with that, definitely subscribe to the EHG community. Definitely turn your notifications for when we get new streams and new videos set out. Definitely join us on our Facebook group, our Discord channel. Make sure to go ahead and check out our merchandise and then support us on Patreon. But this is Nico from the EHG community. Stay tuned for another video, and remember that there's always something amazing on the horizon.